Hi you guys, I'm gonna tell you about the Tracer Ballot today. First of all, what we need is one event. I will provide this activity with the help of the buttons. You can choose any activity here. First, I define a ballot called the fire button, as you see now. In the next stage, I provide an introduction to visual programming. I choose as event any player touch a button. Then I select the button on the canvas friends. Our event will be a ballot firing event. I find a ballot burner here. To choose which ballot, we will need to define a ballot. We define the ballot from the interface we see now. We can adjust everything from the visual effect to size here. At the next stage, when we return to our visual programming, we select the ballot we have already defined. For coordinates, we need two vector operation. Here, we will copy it and create a vector, because we have to fill them as we want. After registering in this way, we use the relevant operations. We take the player's crosshair direction into our first vector. In the second vectors, we need to create vectors. We will enter manual values here. This means how far away from you will the bullet be fired. That's why at what distance will be fired from the direction you are looking at. I choose 3 because I thought the 3 is enough. You can adjust it any distance you want. Let's go on the second vector operation. Well, since this is our direction vector, we need a position vector. In the position vector, we select our character who presses the button. So we create an expression from our character that this bullet will be fired 10 meters away from the distance he is looking. In the rotation angle selection, we have to choose the rotation angle as reference friends. Here, in the first part, the direction axis has to be x, and the vector has to be the direction of player. Our references point would be our sight direction. This way, we will be able to fire the bullet in our sight. You can adjust in this part speed and gravity values, and also determine the owner of the bullet. The owner of the bullet must be a player who presses this button. If we are going to process this button in later operations, we have to keep it in variables, like bullet maybe. Then let's run the game. As you can see now, during the testing phase, my bullets start to fire in the direction I was looking. To make a tracer ballot, we will need a timer from the game devices. And edit here, we have to set this loop as on screen. The important point here is that the device should not turn off after completing this activity. It needs to start again and again. It should be infinitive. I would like to point out that we used the game device because it gave errors in the timers on the visual programming site. So we find the game device event as the event and select our timer from here. Now we select counter completion event as the event. We will need one action later. This action will be the action of the creating special effects. I choose here the smoke effect and the position. Take the ballot position. Did you remember we defined a variable as ballot? Now we will determine the position of the ballot. Here, the longer you cap the duration of the effect, the longer the effect will remain in the air. Also, you can keep the variable at the later stage where you use. In the next stage, we wait for the game device activity to start the counter again. Now we can test again the game. Let's run. Now I'm pressing the button and ballot fired already. As you can see, we now have a tracer ballot, but the duration of the effect is not enough for me, and I will change again. It's enough, I think. And then let's run again. I think it's looking so nice. That's all about it. Thanks for a lot for watching my videos.